Jack here, JBF Music and Guitar Lessons, back with what is my new favourite alternate picking pattern for you. In this quick guitar tricks, we're taking a sort of Occam's razor approach to picking. By that I mean from trial and error, I boiled down to what, for me, are the key components of a consistent picking technique. What I used to think of as inside picking was always pretty weak and sloppy compared to my outside picking. I never quite found the right exercise to work on this efficiently, while still being practical to real-time playing. If you just want the exercise without an explanation as to why I've stripped it down, just use the timestamps or the chapters features below to jump ahead. And if you appreciate this approach where you can cut to the chase if you want to, or come along for the ride for more in-depth analysis, please do let me know with a like and a comment. These interactions are great for the video's visibility and also just a huge boost to the channel in general. This is a really minimal idea that I probably put the most hours of practice into when I've been watching a show or a film. Once you got the basis of it down, it doesn't need too much concentration. I reckon this also helps kind of switch off and let muscle memory take over, a bit like my newfound way of dialing and picking, more on that with a little eye up there. I could be wrong, but what's the general consensus on this here, hive mind? But okay, let's establish the issue and how we can address this. The main problem most of us generally have is keeping it clean when switching between strings. I used to think of this as inside versus outside picking, but in a post-trigrady world of guitar we tend to call it pick slanting or escape strokes. Pick slanting because the pick gets slanted this way or that way. And as a side note, to get the most out of this video you want to be familiar with pick slanting, more on that with a little eye up there. And now hopefully you're looking to get past the intellectual side of it and making it more intuitive. And escape strokes because when the pick is slanted you can escape the strings rather than getting stuck in between them. With the pick angled like this after a downstroke, I'm probably going to hit this next string with another down. Slanted the other way, I can get over the string and hit it from the outside. It's the same in reverse, tilted down towards the floor, following an upstroke. Unless I adjust, I'll just hit the string with an up. Tilted the other way, oops, I'll just pass over the top of the string and get hit with a down. You might need to exaggerate this movement a little bit to begin with, making a kind of like a V or a U shape almost with your pick. Just make sure to let it become more economic and minimal over time as you get faster and more confident with it. Jolly good, but why do I need to know that? Well, by framing it this way, I was hoping to outline the main challenges we as guitarists have when alternate picking from a mechanical standpoint. To remedy this, the exercise should involve crossing the strings, ideally as frequently as possible. This way we're maximising the time spent on the problem. To me, it makes sense to alternate between the strings. Starting on an upstroke on the G string gives us what was traditionally thought of as outside picking. Starting on a down, inside. The issue here is this makes us practice them in isolation, having to stop in between them. We want to practice switching between them, so we could do this by adding in another note, but that'll knock us into something like 9-8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know, 7/16 or some equally unintuitive time signature, which is really making things way trickier than they need to be. However, if we double up the last note in a group of 8, we can loop a simple idea while still keeping a nice steady 4/4 pulse. So the first half of bar 1, and the same idea for the remaining half. This means we can loop the bar, stay in a comfortable groove and still switch between the different pick slants in one slick pattern. So looping that, and of course you could play the bar with 8 notes like I've done here, 16, 32, 64, whatever, just doubling up the last notes in each half of the bar so it'll give the same result. You can also play this across different strings like the A and the D, and also change what the left hand's doing in terms of the fingering to help work with different coordinations. Onto the G and D, looping that, the B and the G, again I'll loop this, playing it twice. And again, let's move to the next strings, the final ones, the B and the E. I've based this on an A minor to keep it somewhat musical, but you can do whatever you want. If you're enjoying this and haven't yet subscribed, give that a click and make sure to enable all notifications so you get the type of content you want to see in your feed. We can even take an idea like this all the way through the strings by playing these examples we've just gone through in verse, just like that intro demo. Now, we could have just played it ascending like this. But that would add in a string skip when changing string sets in between the bars there, which, while a useful thing to practice, isn't the topic for today, but a bonus tip nonetheless. A simple way around this is just to start on the lower strings, so E to A rather than A to E. As a final bonus tip for watching this far, shout out to the Lick Squad Elite, you guys rock! You can stay on one string set for even longer, even just changing the dyads or shapes used. You could even change the dyads within each bar, but at this point I'm gilding the lily a bit, so I'll leave that up to yous. But to bring it all back, the core of this exercise is crossing one string set, which is what I'll tend to practice, just bouncing between two strings, maybe a minute or two, is keeping your hands relaxed, more on that with the eye up there. Start slow, get a feel for how your wrist needs to move and keep it as clean and consistent as you can. Try to minimise both hands' movement as you go on, within reason. You want to make sure they're still synchronised and able to play across different string sets. This is where using different intervals can really help show you where your hands might not be syncing up. More on that with a little eye up there. If you like this, you might want to give this warm-up a look in. This has been Quick Guitar Tricks, that's the playlist there. But yeah, hit subscribe to keep up to date with the channel, leave me a comment, share it with your fellow musicians, check out the tabs on Patreon and enable notifications by ringing that little bell on the side if you feel so good. Cheers guys.